bow to each other.
I almost died right there on my knees. Wait, hold on a second. There's literally a blade pressed against my neck. My voice is shaking like crazy. I was just passing by.
I don't even know her name. Why the hell am I getting married?
The person pinning my wrist down speaks coldly. Say another word, and I'll put you in the ground first. I turn my head to look at her. She's dressed in all black, with a face so pale, she looks like she just crawled out of a coffin. And her eyes, they are cold enough to kill. Miss, are you kidnapping me for marriage? She presses the blade a fraction closer to my neck.
Shut up. Outside, chaos has already erupted. Pei Zhaoxue, you killed my senior brother,
Slaughtered my entire sect,
and now you dare to force an innocent man to be your husband.
You inside, listen up. If you are being forced into this, just come out, right now, and we will spare your life. Hearing this, I immediately try to stand up. I'm being... But before I can finish, the demon grabs the back of my neck and slams my head right down onto the floor. Bow to each other. My vision goes black. I almost saw my ancestors right then and there.
Are you insane? There's a mob outside trying to kill you.
What good is forcing me to marry you? Cut the crap. If you want to live, just do what I say.
And if I do, they won't kill me?
At least, I won't kill you right now. I went dead silent. Damn it, that was actually incredibly convincing. The crowd outside is still shouting. Shen Changhuan, if you continue to be so stubborn,
You are choosing your own ruin and aligning yourself with evil.
I froze. How did they know my name? As I spoke, I nearly jumped out of my skin.
Are you out of your mind? I have no grudge against you.
You do now. I laughed out of sheer frustration. Lady, you've got some nerve playing this dirty. She ignored me. Instead, she just shoved something cold into my palm. I looked down. It was half a piece of snow jade. What am I supposed to do with this?
Our marriage token. Who's getting married to you?
Suddenly, she coughed. Blood splattering from her lips.
The scolding died in my throat.
Hearing the commotion, the people outside instantly grew excited. She can't hold on much longer. Rush in! Today we must slay the dead men! I instinctively scooted away. You sure have a lot of enemies. She wiped the blood from her lips. Her oppression not changing one bit. Once that door opens, you'll have two choices. Which two? Side with me, or die at their hands. I actually laughed at that.
Is there even a difference between those choices?
Do you really think that mob outside will let you off? I opened my mouth, but no words came out. You already went through half the wedding ceremony with me. In their eyes, you've already been branded as mine. Do you think they'll kill me first, or sacrifice you first to rally their troops? I really wanted to slap myself. I only came out to make some quick errand money. How did I end up running straight into a death trap? With a loud crash, the door was kicked open. Several men in white rushed in, swords drawn, led by their leader, who looked at me with a righteous expression. You, Master Shen, do not fear. We are here to save you.
Yes, save me! Save me, quick! I don't even know her!
Kill him first! I was completely dumbfounded.
Wait, didn't you just say you were going to save me?
Since you have already aligned yourself with the demon lord, you shall share her guilt, you righteous hypocrites. Go back on your word faster than you can fart, huh? Their swords were already flying right at me. In my next life, I swear I'll... But the next second, an arm wrapped around my waist and yanked you violently behind her. How dare you touch what's mine? I gasped. She stood tall in front of me. Even though she was clearly on her last breath, that single strike she threw was still incredibly brutal. The guy right at the front was sent flying, instantly, and blood splattered all over my face. I wiped it off, my mind completely blank. Now, I had to choose.
I looked at her, then looked at that self-righteous crowd outside, who clearly wanted to slaughter me too.
I gritted my teeth. Fine.
I'm on your side. Am I not afraid of dying? Of course I am.
But I see things clearly now. So, if you want me dead, you do it out in the open. But when they want me dead, they have to frame me with some bogus charge first. Compared to them, you're actually pretty straightforward. She seemed taken aback for a second. Shen Changhuan, you're asking for death.
Yeah, I'm asking for it. But not from hypocrites like you, who spout moral high grounds, while secretly murdering innocent bystanders. You absolute scumbags!
In an instant, they all rushed us at once. Before I could shout another insult, the failed demon lord suddenly swayed, losing her balance.
I looked down and saw that the blood from her side had completely soaked through her clothes. My head throbbed with panic. Don't tell me you were just bluffing earlier. You're only realizing that now? She muttered. I am seriously speechless. The very first time in my life I pick a side, and I end up choosing someone who's practically dying. And right after I chose, the other side is coming to hack me to pieces. Those bastards outside are swarming in right now. My legs turned completely to jelly. Wait, do these guys always play this dirty? The Demoness completely ignored me. She just raised her hand and gave a sharp wave. The sword beam right at the front shattered on the spot. My heart skipped a beat. She's in this state and she can still fight? But the very next second, her body swayed. I quickly rushed to hold her up. Hey, can you actually do this? Enough to kill you. We're literally about to die, and you're still thinking about that? Before the words even left my mouth, another sword strike came slashing right at us. I grabbed her, and we rolled to the side, barely dodging the blow. I couldn't help but yell. Are you demon slayers always this reckless? Butchering innocent bystanders right along with her? You've bonded with the Demoness, so you share her guilt. I actually laughed from sheer anger. One second you say you're going to save me, and the next, I'm guilty by association? You guys flip-flop faster than anyone I know. Nobody bothered to waste breath on me. Every sword strike was faster than the last. Sure, I'm usually fast when I'm running errands, but that's when I'm dealing with normal people, not dodging flying swords. Just as another sword strike came crashing down, the Demoness suddenly grabbed me by the waist and pulled me behind her. Before I could even snap out of it, she had already stepped forward to meet them with a heavy blow. The guy in front was sent flying, and the two beside him also spat up blood and collapsed. Just watching it made my skin crawl. If you're this powerful, you should have said so earlier. But she didn't answer me, because the moment she lowered her hand, blood spilled from her lips again. I shut my mouth instantly. Oh no, she's literally fighting with her life on the line. And the enemy could clearly see it too. The man turned back and let out a cold sneer. He couldn't hold on much longer. Attack him together. Hearing that, a rush of blood went straight to my head. I blurted out at the top of my lungs. Wait, everyone froze in their tracks. He is my wife now. The entire room fell dead silent for a second. Even the she-devil tilted her head and stared at me. I braced myself and kept shouting. Aren't you righteous sacks supposed to be all about rules? Who slaughters a couple on their wedding day? Utter nonsense. Nonsense, my foot. You all saw us bowing to heaven and earth with your own eyes, didn't you? Heaven and earth are our witnesses, and everyone here saw it. And now you just barge in here, hacking away? Aren't you ashamed of word getting out? What you? Every single one of you talks big about righteousness and morality, and in the end, you won't even spare a newlywed couple. If you kill us today, are you going to steal our wedding gifts tomorrow? With that, they were completely dumbfounded by my bullshit. Are you out of your mind? Shut up! You're just trying to buy time. He cast a glance at me. Surprisingly, he actually didn't call my bluff. Who's debating this with you? You and this demon. Cut the crap. Isn't this exactly why you chased us all the way in here? Did you really think I was stupid? The man's face instantly went pale. My heart skipped a beat. I hit the jackpot. They really are after it. I knew it. All that talk about doing justice for heaven is a load of crap. At the end of the day, they're just here to steal. Get him. Don't you dare! I slammed the blood jade toward the ground. Of course, I didn't actually let go. I was just trying to bluff them. Take one more step, and I'll smash this thing to pieces right now! Sure enough, they didn't dare move. Seeing that this worked, I immediately pushed my luck. Step back, Shen Changhuan. Are you really going to go all the way to the dark side with that she-devil? Whether it's a dark path or not is one thing. But if I go with you guys, I'm afraid I won't even know how I died. You're asking for death. Yeah, maybe I am. I might be asking for it. But right now, I think dying in her hands would be a hell of a lot more dignified than dying in yours. The she-devil suddenly let out a soft chuckle. I froze and looked down at her. Her face was deathly pale. But for the first time, deep in her eyes, there was a genuine spark of warmth. What are you laughing at? Nothing. I just think that mouth of yours is really good at causing trouble. We're literally at death's door. And you still have the energy to critique me? Listen, I'm going to count to 3. You run left, and I'll run right. What are you planning? Run, obviously. Unless you actually want to stay and have a wedding night with these creeps? I quickly scanned my surroundings. The candlesticks. By the door, curtains, the wooden tables.
Everything could be used. 3, 2, 1. I kicked over the table beside me with all my might, grabbed my candlestick, and threw it right onto the curtains.
Fire instantly erupted, engulfing the room.
Let's go! Thick smoke quickly filled the air, sending the entire room into total chaos.
It's on fire. Catch them. Don't let the blood jade get destroyed.
Hearing those words,
I was even more sure that my hunch was right.
I grabbed the she-devil and bolted.
Her steps were incredibly weak and unsteady, so I just scooped her right up into my arms.
You don't look heavy at all.
So how are you dragging me down this much?
Let me go! Like hell I will.
If I let you go now, you'll be lying back there as a corpse in the next second.
The shouts of the pursuers behind us were drawing closer.
Seriously, I must have had the worst luck in 8 lifetimes.
I was just running a simple errand, and somehow ended up with a wife.
She looked up at me, her eyes narrowing. Who are you calling wife?
My feet faltered.
Almost face-planting right there.
Come on, I only did that to stay alive.
Cut the crap.
Would you? Of course you did. But hey, don't look at me like you want to settle the score right now.
Let's make it out alive first. He didn't say a word. Instead, he suddenly raised his hand, and a sharp gust of wind whipped right past my ear.
The closest guy chasing us collapsed to the ground instantly. I jolted in surprise.
Wow, you still bat it. Not dead yet.
He almost drove me crazy.
Do all of you guys love saying that?
He didn't answer me.
Because in the next second, his entire body suddenly went limp,
collapsing almost entirely onto me. My heart instantly sank.
Hey!
His breathing was incredibly faint, feeling cold as it brushed against my neck.
Shen Changhuan, what are you doing? Take me with you. I actually laughed out of sheer frustration. No kidding. What do you think I'm doing right now? Don't let me fall into their hands.
My grip tightened.
Oh, cut the crap. You screwed me over big time.
If you want to die, you'd better ask me for permission first.
He leaned against my shoulder, saying nothing more, and I stopped bickering too, because I could feel his blood soaking through half of my clothes. That was when I knew. There was no way this was going to end well. No. But for some reason,
a really stupid thought popped into my head.
He'd better not die. At least, not right after I just picked his side. Otherwise, what a waste of my efforts. By the time I dragged him into the rundown pharmacy I used to hide from debt collectors, my arms felt like they were going to fall off. Seriously.
Maybe you should eat a bit less.
He leaned against the wall,
his face as pale as a shoot. Yet, it still managed to look up at me.
Too heavy? No, that's not it. I suddenly realized something. You really shouldn't go around showing kindness to just anyone. Especially someone like you, who obviously bites the hand that feeds them. Do I regret it? Hell yes! I'm kicking myself so hard right now. Too bad it's already too late. I only remembered this place because I delivered some keys here once. Nobody usually comes here. It's a total dump. But at least the door closes. I dug up a roll of gauze and found half a bottle of some blood-stopping powder that's probably been sitting here for years.
At least it doesn't smell rotten.
It'll have to do. Just think of yourself as a dead horse I'm trying to bring back to life. Who are you calling a dead horse? Well, look at you. You're barely hanging on by a thread anyway.
He looked like he wanted to curse at me.
But the moment he opened his mouth, he let out a weak cough. I was actually hoping to hear him say a few more words.
On seeing the blood on his lips, my playful mood instantly vanished.
Exactly how many wounds do you have?
Too many to count.
Oh, and you're proud of that? Let's hit this straight. I'm not trying to take advantage of you. So when you get your strength back, you better not try to kill me over this.
He grabbed my hand. His hand was ice cold. Get away from me.
I'm not going anywhere. Right now, you either let me pull this blade out or you wait here and die from the poison. And then, I'll be the one collecting your corpse. Take your pick.
He glared at me, his gaze as sharp and cold as a blade.
I braced myself and stared right back at him. There's no use staring at me. I've already been dragged into this mess by you today. You really think a little glare is going to scare me?
He stared at me for a moment
and slowly let go of my hand. And don't you dare bite me if it hurts. I'll bite you to death first. Fine, but we can talk about that after I pull this out. As soon as the words left my mouth, but put all my strength into my hands and pulled. I pulled the sword right out of his shoulder. He let out a muffled groan. His face turned even paler. Cold sweat broke out on his forehead instantly. Just watching him made my own skin crawl. I quickly grabbed the medicine and pressed it onto the wound. Just bear with it for a second.
Shut up! I'm only doing this because I don't want you to hurt.
It would actually hurt less if you just stopped talking. I clicked my tongue, but didn't say another word. I kept my head down, focusing on dressing his wound. But the more I cleaned it, the more uneasy I felt.
The sword wound was a fresh one, sure.
But the old scars hidden beneath his clothes weren't just one or two.
Some looked like blade cuts. Others looked like burn marks.
Some didn't even look like injuries a normal human should have, especially that area right below his collarbone. There were faint, tiny, dark cracks.
It looked as if his body was shattering from the inside. My hand froze.
What? What is this?
He didn't say a word.
I'm talking to you. And don't say they're old wounds. I have eyes.
I know they're old.
But the problem is, these scars look like they're carved right into your bones. Are you just injured, or is your body literally falling apart?
It's pretty much the same thing. A sudden wave of frustration surged inside me. What do you mean, pretty much the same thing? Can you give me a straight answer for once?
He frowned slightly, probably because I pulled the bandage too tight, yet his tone remained as nonchalant as ever.
What is it they want to hear?
The truth. What on earth is this blood jade? And what really happened to you to get these scars?
He looked down at the half piece of blood jade I was clutching in my arms.
They don't want my life, he whispered. They want it. So, you just dumped it on me? Yeah. Well, at least you're quick to admit it. There's no point in lying to you.
You sure make yourself sound like a decent guy.
Then tell me this. Is this thing saving my life or ending it? Both, honestly. But could you stop stating the obvious? To my surprise, the corner of his lips curled upward, just for a fleeting moment. It was incredibly faint, but I still caught it. My heart inexplicably skipped a beat. All I could do was look down and keep packing the medicine bottles.
But my mouth still wouldn't keep quiet.
Let me ask you one more time. Did you force me into that bond just so it would recognize its master first, keeping it out of their hands?
Yes. Pei Zhaoxue.
You're really a piece of work, aren't you?
And you have the nerve to nod? Didn't you already know?
Fine. Then tell me now. Am I already dragged into this mess?
Yes. And those bastards outside will hunt me down to my grave? Yes. So, even if I wanted to back out now, it's too late. Too late. I took a deep breath,
telling myself not to get angry at a dying man. But then he added, though, your luck isn't half bad.
You call this not half bad?
The bloodfish has recognized you. They won't dare to kill you easily, at least for now.
Why?
He looked up at me. Because I'm still alive.
Right now, it's just a dormant object.
But once I die, it will truly accept you as its master. What does that mean?
It means they want it, and they're waiting for me to die.
My fingers subtly clenched. Stop talking like that. It's the truth. Keep the truth to yourself. It's bad luck. He stared at me, his gaze incredibly deep.
Shen Changhuan, what is it? If you leave now, you can still make it.
Leave now?
Go where? Those bastards outside can't wait to chop me to pieces.
And take my head to your enemies to claim a reward? Besides, you and I still have unfinished business.
Why should I leave?
I don't owe you anything. You owe me a life. You literally took a blade for me. He seemed taken aback for a moment.
Well, I've always kept a strict ledger of who owes me what.
She didn't say another word, and I didn't push the conversation any further. For some reason, even though I couldn't bring myself to say, you took that blow for me, out loud, my heart suddenly felt a bit strange. It was as if something inside me had quietly shifted an inch. Suddenly, footsteps echoed from outside. My nerves instantly tightened. I reached out and immediately snuffed out the candle.
Is someone there?
She made a move to get up. I instantly held her down. Don't move. What do you think you're doing? I'll handle it this time. If you fight again, you're seriously going to get yourself killed. She looked at me, a flicker of disbelief in her eyes. What's wrong with you? You didn't really think running for my life was my only talent, did you? Outside, someone was already closing in. A familiar voice rang out from beyond the door. Shen Changhuan, I know you're in there, lingering like a ghost. So what if you know I'm in here?
What? Do you want to come in and kowtow to me?
A cold sneer came from outside.
Hand over, Pei Zhaoxue.
And we'll let you die in one piece. I checked the door bolt, making sure it was secure. Is the so-called righteous path always this generous nowadays? A moment ago, you were talking about saving me, and now you're offering to leave my corpse in one piece? What's that about?
What's next? Are you going to erect a monument of virtue for me tomorrow?
In the brink of death, and you're still running your mouth? Then why don't you come on in? Shen Changhuan, do you really think she'll protect you? In the end, she's only using you to feed her jade. My heart skipped a beat. Feeding me?
Well, sorry about that.
I've been a heavy eater and a total waste of food since I was a kid. Stop playing dumb. The blood jade is in your hands, isn't it? I glanced sideways at Pei Zhaoxue. Her gaze was cold,
and she didn't say a word.
I suddenly burst out laughing.
So that's what this is about.
I stood up.
Through the door, I said lazily, I was wondering why you keep chanting about eliminating demons and upholding justice. Why on earth would you keep chasing a worthless nobody like me? After all this drama, it turns out he's not even the one you want.
It's what's in my hand.
Nonsense!
Oh, I'm talking nonsense?
You guys are practically tripping over your own lies,
And you're blaming me for having good hearing? Give me the jade. He glanced at me
and actually pulled the blood jade from my robes, placing it right in my palm. Crunching that half piece of blood jade,
I raised my voice.
listen up. If you take even one more step,
I will smash this thing to pieces right now.
you wouldn't dare. Try me.
My life is worthless anyway.
Today, either I walk out of here alive, or I'm taking this worthless piece of jade down to the grave with me.
Isn't this what you all want? Come on then. If I can't have it, nobody gets it.
Silence fell outside the door. I knew I hit them right where it hurts.
You people keep calling him a monster. But from what I've heard today, you couldn't care less whether he actually killed anyone.
All you care about is whose hands his treasure ends up in.
What's the matter?
Is the righteous path running short on cash these days?
You're even trying to make robbery look respectable.
Shen Changhuan, what are you screaming for?
I'm not deaf.
Today, I finally see you all for what you really are.
You so-called righteous sectas.
Before you murder someone, you always make sure to frame them first.
It doesn't even matter if he's actually a monster. All that matters is that you say he is. So he has to be. Am I right? You're asking for death. That's right. I'm asking for death. But at least I'll die with my eyes wide open. But about you? You claim to act in the name of heaven.
While your greedy eyes are glued to someone else's jade. Who's the real thief here? Deep down, you already know the answer.
Don't push him yet. What if he actually smashes it?
Oh, so now you're scared?
Come on, the one who was shouting the loudest just now?
Why don't you state your purpose one more time?
Weren't you here to exercise?
A demon? Why did your voice completely change the moment I mentioned the jade?
See that? That's what they call hitting them right where it hurts. He looks at me.
For the first time, there is something different in his eyes.
It is no longer just cold, calculating scrutiny, nor does it look entirely like
Defensiveness. Outside the door, a heavy silence falls. Before they finally back off, their footsteps gradually fade into the distance.
My legs go weak instantly, and I'd almost collapse right onto the floor.
Oh, thank goodness. If they hadn't backed off, I wouldn't have been able to keep up this act.
Aren't you afraid I'll actually use you to nurture the jade? Of course I am. But I'm even more afraid those bastards outside would trick me.
And eat me alive without even leaving my bones behind.
You're more useful than I thought.
Just one sentence? Wow, you're really stingy with your compliments.
Aside from your annoying mouth, you're... All right, well, that's fine. As long as you don't say my annoying mouth makes me useless, I can live with that.
He leans against the wall, his face looking even worse than before. But surprisingly, the pain in his eyes seems to have eased a bit. After a moment,
Let's go.
where to?
To find Jung Shou.
Who?
An old acquaintance who isn't quite dead yet. He knows medicine, and he knows a bit about the blood jade.
Shen Changhuan frowns.
The way you say that sounds so ominous. Few people who get involved with me ever have good luck. Can you stop acting like you've lived long enough? I absolutely hate it when you're like this.
Pei Zhaoxue looks at Shen Changhuan.
Why are you so annoyed? You're the one who's always using death to scare people. Let me tell you.
After screwing me over like this, you're not allowed to die before you pay off your debt.
Pei Zhaoxue stares at Shen Changhuan for a long time. Suddenly, a low gasp broke to silence. Shen Changhuan, what are you doing?
If I die on the way... Shut up. Your biggest talent right now is trying to scare me with death every 5 minutes. I'm not falling for that.
Pei Zhaoxue didn't say another word.
Shen Changhuan looked down, quickly swept the medicine and the blood jade into his bag, and left.
Well, you're still breathing. Let's go.
Once they hit the road,
Shen Changhuan realized what true bad luck really meant. They were being hunted down, while he had to haul Pei Zhaoxue along at the same time.
can you even make it?
I can. I really don't need you to support me.
No need. A moment later,
Pei Zhaoxue's footing fluttered slightly.
Shen Changhuan stopped instantly.
See, I knew you were acting like nothing's wrong again.
Mind your own business. I'm making it my business. Got a problem? Did you think I wouldn't notice just because you managed a couple more steps? Since when did you become such a busybody? You forced me into it.
Your acting is so terrible.
It's hard not to notice.
The blood jade tucked in Shen Changhuan's shirt suddenly burned hot.
What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
It's binding itself to you.
Binding itself to me for what? I'm not its ancestor.
Are all you magical things this unreasonable? Since you took it, it won't let you run. I already knew I couldn't run. But the problem is, it's burning me right now. It can sense my condition.
So whenever something's wrong with you,
It burns? Pretty much. Then stop having something wrong with you. Go tell that to my injuries. After walking for a bit,
Pei Zhaoxue suddenly stopped.
an open door stood ahead. We're here. Is this guy actually reliable? Hard to say. Did you show up just to jinx me? Inside, a man was rummaging through a medicine cabinet. That's Gusing Joe. If you want medicine, go line up outside.
Sing Zhou looked up and saw Pei Zhaoxue.
His entire body froze. He frowned, turning his gaze toward Shen Changhuan. Where on earth did he pick you up? I'm standing right here in one piece. What do you mean, picked up? With a big mouth like yours. I'm surprised you're still breathing. I'm tough, all right. Thanks to the blessings of high and mighty experts like you. I've had plenty of practice lately. How are you still alive? Watch your mouth. Who told you to get into a fight again? Whether he fights or not is none of your damn business. Aren't you supposed to be a doctor? Save him first!
this sword wound isn't fatal.
Then why the long face? What's killing him isn't this injury. It's the fact that he hasn't fully recovered in all these years. What do you mean?
金角更觉得碰.
But point in, if you keep pushing yourself like this, no one will be able to save you. Make yourself clear. You're just some stray he picked up. Why do you care who I am? What's really wrong with him? None of this is the real problem. What's truly killing him is the backlash and the old injuries suppressed deep in his meridians years ago. Simply put, it's a miracle he's even standing right now. My throat ached with a dull pain. Then treat him. If I could treat him, would he have let it drag on until today? I wouldn't say I'm completely out of options. At the blood ghost in my arms, his gaze growing heavy. There is one, but I'm more interested to know how that thing ended up in his hands. I instinctively took a step back. What are you looking at? He gave it to me. Xing Shoubi suddenly snapped his gaze toward Pei Zhaoxue. Are you insane? You gave it to him? You gave it to him? Do you want to drag him into this too? He's already in. Can you two stop saying things I don't want to hear right in front of my face? Xing Shou was silenced by my words. It didn't even fuse back together right away. He stared at you for what felt like an eternity before speaking. No wonder it recognized you as its master. It only made me feel more uneasy. You two better make this clear right now. What on earth is this piece of junk jade? Hand it over. Let me take a look. Or I'm calling the cops. You won't give it to him because you're afraid I'll snatch it? I'm afraid of everyone right now. Especially people like you, who clearly know a whole lot, but just refuse to spit it all out at once. Give it to him. I'll just mind my own business. Are you sure? If he dares to steal it, I'll kill him. Try surviving tonight first. I ended up handing the jade over anyway. Xing Zhou took it, and after just one glance, his oppression grew even worse. As I thought, they're closing in on us even faster than I expected. Out with it already. What does this thing actually do?
金秀朝的结霸提米.
His tone was grave. It's not ordinary blood jade, he said. It's half of the key. What key? The key to what? A soul-bound seal. Back then, what those people wanted wasn't just Zhao Xu's life. It was this half of the key in his hand. The only reason he took the fall for those crimes was because someone needed him dead, but they couldn't let anyone find out why he had to die. My mind went completely blank. So those dogs chasing him outside aren't doing it over a murder. It's because he blocked their path to fortune. A fortune bigger than anyone can imagine. As long as he's alive, the key remains incomplete. Only if he's dead can they win the game. I suddenly remembered the way that first group of people stared at the blood jade. My stomach sank. All these injuries of his, they must be connected to that conspiracy years ago. He was just dying now. He was meant to die many years ago, and has only survived until now. My hand trembled, and I almost dropped the blood. Jade. Cut the crap. You don't believe it. Neither did I. Honestly, he should have died a long time ago. How is he still holding on? Because he's been pushing himself past his absolute limits. Why do you think he's not afraid of getting hurt at all? Because no matter how many injuries he gets, Tam, it's just another layer of scars. I wanted to speak, but my throat felt completely blocked.
比较小啊，好那个，真正受人一目生了。
Are you done? You really don't take your own life seriously, do you? I didn't come here to listen to your nonsense. How long does he have? He's not going to die just yet. What do you mean, not yet? How long is not yet? 1 day? 10 days? A month? If he wants to keep living, we have to get the other half of the medicine. My chest tightened. Then let's go get. It's not that easy. The other half isn't in his hands. It's in the archives of the Zai family's old treasury. Or at least, that's where the clues are. If we can get them, we might not only heal his old injuries, but also expose the dirty secrets from back then. My eyes lit up at those words. And what are we waiting for? Even if we go now, it might be useless. Before we actually get it.
Stop talking with such doom and gloom. What are you even after? Why do you want me to live so badly? Live for what?
I was stunned.
Xingzhou was staring at me too.
My Adam's apple bobbed. Only after a long pause did I squeeze out a reply. Because the hell I went through can't be for nothing. Pei Zhaoxue didn't say a word. Being stared at by him made my ears burn. I could only brace myself and go on. It took me so long to finally figure someone out. I can't just stand by and watch him die. A flicker of emotion crossed his eyes.
Xingzhou suddenly scoffed. What a pain. What business is it of yours anyway?
As we spoke, Gu Jingzhou's face suddenly changed.
Someone's coming.
I froze. He listened to the pursuers for a moment, then lowered his voice.
They're no ordinary pursuers. They're Seiwu Chan's men. My heart sank.
Pei Zhaoxue was already trying to stand up.
I immediately pushed him back down. Don't move. Your wounds are still raw.
Listen to me this time. He didn't seem to expect me to say that.
His gaze grew cold. Are you ordering me?
A cold shiver ran down my spine, but being stubborn had already become second nature.
It's not an order. I'm begging you, don't go throwing your life away the second you walk out.
Xingzhou looked at the two of us. He looked like he wanted to say something. Now is not the time for you two to bicker.
The footsteps outside are already drawing close.
I took a deep breath. I turned to look at Gu. Xingzhou.
Do you have a back door we can use? Great. I stuffed the blood jade into my clothes.
They ask. Later.
Just tell them the jade is with me.
And Pei Zhaoxue has already left.
What are you trying to do?
Buy some time, I said, gritting my teeth.
After all, they're mainly after the jade.
Aren't they? You're crazy. I'm not crazy.
I looked back at him.
If you go out looking like this right now,
we'll both end up dead. I might as well try to trick them. You can't fool them.
Even so, I have to try. I stared at him. I can't just stand by and watch you die here.
He kept his eyes locked on mine.
And in that exact moment,
I suddenly felt the ice he always kept up in his eyes crack just a little.
But before I could get a better look,
the door was kicked open. The person who burst in wasn't Zai Rukan. It was one of his sword cultivators.
I recognized him instantly.
He was the one who had chased us the hardest.
So, you are here. I stepped forward,
completely shielding the person behind me.
You guys really have a nose like a hound, don't you?
Shen Changhuan, hand over the blood just.
Always the exact same line. I let out a sigh. Tell me, is the standard procedure for you, righteous hypocrites, all taught by the exact same master? First, you frame us. Then, you demand our treasure.
Then finally, you silence us for good.
Those 3 steps are so well rehearsed. You've got it down to a science. Cut the crap. Fine, then I'll lay it out straight. I pulled out the blood jade and waved it in front of them. The jade is right here. If you want it, you'll have to trade some real answers for it. The man was visibly taken aback. What's that supposed to mean? It means I'm not an idiot. I smirked. You guys, you've chased us all this way. Did you honestly think I still buy your crap about slaying demons and defending the righteous path? So, let's talk. Is your senior brother Zai trying to slay a demon? Or is he just trying to steal the medicine? His face darkened instantly. You know too much. So, you admit it. I immediately raised my voice.
Oh my, Gu Xingzhou, did you hear that?
He just admitted it himself.
Tang Shoujo stood behind me, his face cold and silent.
Only then did the man realize he had slipped up. With a sharp ring, his sword flew from its scabbard. You're asking for death. Look here. If you take 1 step closer, I'll smash it. His sword indeed froze in midair. Seeing my chance, I pressed him further. See that? On one hand, you call him a demon, but on the other, you don't even dare to take a step forward. The truth is, you've never been afraid of him. You're just terrified that this treasure won't fall into your hands. I stared him down, pronouncing every single word with deliberate force. Today, I really want to ask, how many lives did your Zai family sacrifice to pave your way over the years before you dared to wash your hands this clean? That man was completely enraged. He raised his sword and charged. Suddenly, a dark shadow flashed past me from behind.
别叫树还没他素补，打死老。
Didn't I tell you not to move? He didn't even spare him a glance. He raised his hand and deflected the man's sword. Who do you think you are to touch her?
Shaken by the strike, the man stumbled back several steps.
Blood instantly trickled from the corner of his lips,
and his face turned deathly pale.
For a moment, I didn't even have the heart to scold him.
I just felt my heart pounding so hard it was about to leap out of my throat.
He could barely even stand.
Yet that strike was still so brutal it made my blood run cold.
You're still protecting her?
On Pei Zhaoxue's lips,
A trace of blood seeped out.
You have no right to touch what is mine.
My mind went completely blank. Behind us, Zhu Yongyou muttered a quiet curse. I didn't hear it clearly,
Because my ears were ringing with the words, my person.
well, what a female devil, so deeply devoted indeed. I was still in a daze. I know how to mime, but hearing this snapped me right out of it.
Do you even know how to talk?
What do you mean, devoted? He's just protecting his accomplice.
Got it? Pei Zhaoxue glanced sideways at me.
I immediately let out a dry cough. Though, if you insist on putting it another way, I guess that works too.
Shut up.
Fine.
I shut my mouth.
But my hands didn't stay idle. I quietly tugged at him. Let's go. Kill him, and then what? Kill another one?
Seeing Jingzhou, we have to pick out a coffin for you first.
I gritted my teeth and dragged him back. Listen to me. He looked at me, and surprisingly, he actually stopped fighting. Thing Show probably didn't expect him to listen either. For once, a rare, complicated look crossed his face. I tilted my chin toward the sword cultivator. Go back and tell your master.
If he wants this stuff, he should stop hiding in the back pretending to be a saint.
Tell him to come get it himself. The man's face turned incredibly pale. He was clearly unwilling, yet didn't dare push me over the edge. He can only glare at us with hatred, before turning around and retreating. The moment he left, I immediately turned around to support Pei Zhaoxue.
Master, are you out of your mind?
I just told you not to fight. The blood on his lips wasn't even dry yet. He wanted to kill you. But even so, you shouldn't be risking your life like this. I told you, no one touches my people. I was left speechless for a moment.
新秀修士林乐从的赛。
Enough. Staring at him won't make him any better. The Zay family's old vault is behind the west cliff of Bailing. 9 times out of 10, the clues are there. If we go quickly, we might still save him. I caught it immediately. Maybe I've already made myself clear enough. But if he exerts himself like this again, even if we get them, it might be too late. My fingers tightened bit by bit. But Pei Zhaoxue acted like he hadn't heard a thing. He turned around and started walking out. I grabbed him. We're not going. He turned back. What did you say? I said, we're not going. We stop here today. If you keep pushing yourself, I'll knock you out and carry you. Think you can beat me? I can't. But in your current state, you might not beat me either. He was actually left speechless for a moment. Think around. We really understep.
谢银佑哇持着卓玛安福，无复包的王。
Looking thoroughly annoyed. If you two want to fight, take it outside. I ignored him and just stared at Pei Zhaoxue. Today, you listen to me, okay? But that tight knot of anxiety in my chest suddenly loosened just a bit. After I left Gu Xingzhou's place, I forced him to lie down and rest for once. He was clearly annoyed. You really know how to push your luck. Can't help it. You shielded me so many times, you made me bold. He paused as he poured some water. You certainly know how to run with it. I'll take that as a compliment. Seriously, have you always been this reckless? Pretty much. In that case, how on earth did you survive until today? You're tough to kill. He kept his eyes lowered. His voice was firm. Whether you're tough or not, sometimes it's not up to you. I hate it when he talks like that. So nonchalant, as if he's just throwing his life away. There you go again. I've realized your biggest problem isn't your severe injuries. It's that you're a total buzzkill. He looked up.
Do you always meddle this much?
I used to only look out for people who actually wanted to live. But you have the hardest life to keep safe I've ever seen. He didn't answer. But for some reason, I just kept going. I looked down, fiddling with the blood jade in my hand. I really never protected anyone else before. Honestly, for someone like me, my greatest skill in surviving this long has just been looking out for myself. Who lives, who dies. I never really took it to heart. He listened quietly. But you're different. You're literally on your deathbed. Yet you're still talking so tough. It really pisses me off to look at you. He seemed amused by my words. The corner of his mouth twitched slightly. That wedding doesn't count. I was taken aback. What? He stared straight ahead. Aren't you always bringing up our wedding? That doesn't count. My heart fluttered, as if gently nudged by something. You say it doesn't count, so it doesn't count? But an unlucky person like me is prone to taking fake things seriously. He turned his head to look at me. You shouldn't have taken it seriously. I clasped Queer's hand tightly in mine.
Too late. I've already accepted it.
Her eyes flickered slightly.
In that one split second, I almost thought she was going to say something.
But in the next moment, she suddenly turned her head,
Coping up a mouthful of blood.
My face paled instantly.
Pei Zhaoxue raised her hand to wipe it away. I grabbed her by the wrist.
Have you been forcing yourself to hold it in this entire time?
I'm fine. Don't start with that.
I'm fine, and I'm not dead. The only things you know how to say?
She looked at me, with a trace of helplessness in her eyes.
Shen Changhuan, what are you doing?
You look like you're mourning at a funeral.
She almost drove me mad with anger.
You. She suddenly grabbed my hand, her fingertips ice cold. It's too late.
What do you mean, too late?
She looked up, her gaze shifting past my shoulder. They're here. I whipped my head around.
The brief moment of tenderness that had just bloomed in my heart
Instantly shattered. Duke had arrived. I used to think the most detestable people in the world were those who were two-faced.
But then I realized I was wrong.
The absolute worst kind of person is the one who has already stabbed you in the back.
Yet still insists on acting. Like a righteous gentleman right to your face until the very end.
Ken is exactly that kind of person.
He didn't even draw his sword when he arrived. He just smiled at me first.
I hope you have been well, Master Shen. It made me sick to my stomach.
I stepped forward,
shielding Pei Zhaoxue behind me. Don't call me that.
We aren't that close.
Zhaoxue didn't seem surprised at all.
He simply shifted his gaze to Pei Zhaoxue. Miss Pei is so heavily injured. And yet, you're still protecting her? I scoffed coldly. You really are a piece of work. When you wanted to kill me earlier, you kept screaming about me consorting with a demon.
Now that you see I'm still alive.
You're putting on this polite act. What's the matter? Aren't you in a hurry to silence me today?
Say Zhuqing.
I just feel sorry for you.
Shut the crap. You make me sick.
Just spit it out.
Instead of getting angry, he smiles. Hand over the blood jade, and I'll let you go.
I almost want to applaud him.
Now we're talking.
See? Wouldn't it have been easier if you just said that from the start?
But no, you had to babble about the righteous path.
And lecture me about vanquishing demons. You went all the way around just to get your hands on this jade.
Jutin's expression tightens.
If you know that, then you should realize
that staying by her side won't do you any good.
And standing by yours will? Do you Zay family members honestly think everyone else is as stupid as you are? His eyes darken. Shen Changhuan, do you really think she cares about you?
I look back at Pei Zhaoxue.
Her face is deathly pale.
But she still stands tall and straight.
I'm gonna turn back around
and give Saywood Chan a mocking smirk.
Whether she cares about me is for me to see. But you keep calling her evil? Yet your eyes are glued to the blood jade. Was framing her for slaughtering a city and murdering her master, really for the sake of justice?
Or was it just to make it easier for you to steal her things?
写旧称的是换声道尽前指。
She has you completely fooled. If she's tricking me, at least she does it openly. But you guys play the saint while trying to take my life.
Compared to you, she is downright honest.
His gaze finally turns cold.
Are you really going to stand by her side until the very end?
Yes. And not just that. I actually wanted to ask you something. Step by step, I walk right up to him.
You claim he slaughtered an entire city? Did you actually see it with your own eyes?
You say he murdered his own master? Where is the body then? Where are the witnesses? Where are the case files?
Or does the Zai family's entire proof rely on whatever lies come out of your mouth?
Seituan just stares at me without saying a word.
But I only speak faster.
I used to be so naive. I actually believed that whatever people like you said was the absolute truth.
Only later did I realize.
The truth doesn't matter to people like you at all.
Whoever blocks your path
is branded a demon. And whoever has something you covet deserves to be dragged through the dirt.
Shen Changhuan.
You do know Conch. Oh, I don't know nearly enough, but I know at least one thing for sure. What you fear most isn't that he did those things. It's that he never did them at all.
The moment those words leave my mouth, the expressions of everyone behind him completely change.
I know I've struck a nerve.
Duten finally stops pretending. In an instant, the people behind him lunge forward.
Before I can even react, Pei Zhaoxue has already dashed in front of me.
The way he raises his hand is as fast as the wind.
But when I supported him, I could clearly feel it.
He was trembling, Even his fingertips were shaking.
Don't push yourself. Step back.
How could I possibly step back? I drag him back with me, while screaming at Ziruchen.
So many of you ganging up on one severely injured man?
Is the honor of your righteous path completely worthless? Do you have no shame at all?
Pei Zhaoxue glares at him.
An undisguised greed finally flashes in his eyes.
Pei Zhaoxue, hand over the other half of the clues.
Hearing this, I immediately jump in.
I purposely drag out my voice.
Aha, you finally let it slip.
Did everyone hear that?
The only reason he's chased us all this way. The only reason. This is why
The person you're chasing isn't some monster at all.
He's a lead.
Shut up.
You think I'm going to shut up just because you told me to? Who the hell do you think you are?
1 second you're accusing him of evil.
And the next, you're begging for the other half of the lead.
Aren't you tired of playing pretend?
Because I'm exhausted just watching you. Suddenly a surge of lightning crackled in his palm.
And he shot it straight at me.
Pei Zhaoxue's face turned pale.
He raised his hand to block it.
I watched helplessly as the blade scraped against his arm, and blood instantly gushed out.
Something inside my head snapped. And I lost all control.
Saidukan! I roared, grabbing the snow domain weapon in my hand and hurling it right at him.
He reacted instinctively.
And I used that split second to pull Pei Zhaoxue behind me,
Stepping right in front of him.
Think?
Come on! Didn't you want to kill someone? Kill me first! Kill Shen Changhuan!
Shut up, he snapped. If you take another blow for me today,
I'm seriously going to cut ties with you. He stared at me, his eyes looking as if they'd just been violently shaken.
Seibu-chan looked at me and suddenly let out a cold laugh.
What a touching display of devotion. If you say those words one more time, I'll rip your mouth apart.
Didn't you want your clues?
Come on, tell everyone. How did your Zai family set the trap back then?
How did you frame us?
How did you silence the witnesses? Spill everything right here in front of everyone.
Of course, Seibu-chan wouldn't say a word, but just because he won't talk
Doesn't mean I don't have proof.
The old map Gu Sinkyo gave me.
I had kept it tucked inside my robes the entire time. I yanked it out right there and shoved it forward.
Do you recognize this?
Seijuchan's expression finally cracked.
I laughed. Look at you.
Can't keep up the act anymore, can ya?
This contains the secret registries and sealed records of the Sai family's hidden treasury. Justice isn't what you're after.
You want the dirty secrets from back then? The ones none of you dare to drag into the light.
Why was Pei Zhaoxue framed for the massacre of the city?
Because the ones who actually deserve to die are all of you.
The moment the words left my mouth,
Someone behind me gasped in shock. Clearly, among the people Saidu-chan brought with him, not everyone actually knew the truth. Pressing my advantage, I yelled.
You keep calling him a monster. But do you have any idea that back then, he was the very first person who tried to save the city? Do you know those people weren't killed by him? Someone used him!
They used his name.
Just to wash the blood off their own hands.
She's spewing lies to deceive you all.
What's the rush?
scared because I hit a nerve?
Finally, he completely dropped the act. Kill him! At that exact moment, Pei Zhaoxue's aura suddenly turned icy cold. I grabbed his arm tightly. Don't! He looked down at me. I stared back at him,
My voice tight with panic.
If you keep fighting, it will be too late. He looked at me with an incredibly intense gaze. In that split second, Shi Chuchen suddenly lunged forward himself, his sword aiming straight for my throat.
Pei Zhaoxue moved anyway.
I couldn't even see how he got there. I only saw his palm slam directly into the sword blade, forcing Fijuken back several yards. But in the next instant, his chest convulsed, and he coughed up a mouthful of blood. My mind went blank, and I rushed forward to catch him. He collapsed against me,
His breathing terrifyingly ragged.
yet his eyes remained locked on Ziyutran. Who gave you the right to touch her? Seijuken steadied his footing, his face twisted with rage, but a crazed madness flared in his eyes.
Pei Zhaoxue, you really can't hold on anymore, can you?
Shen Changhuan's heart sank.
Sure enough, another wave of people swarmed out around them the next moment,
Blocking their path even tighter than before.
as the figure leading them stepped forward. It was revealed to be the patriarch of the Zai family. The moment the old bastard showed up,
He first shot a chilling glare at Zei Wuchen.
his gaze was freezing cold.
Useless trash. Zei Wuchen lowered his head, not daring to utter a word. The old bastard then turned his eyes toward Pei Zhaoxue.
After all these years, you still refuse to die. Too bad I had to disappoint you. Instead of getting angry, the old bastard let out a cold laugh. Well, your struggle ends today.
As for this brat,
Yet, he still refused to back down. What are you looking at?
You old bastard! What do you want to say?
Kill them. Those two casually spoken words sent a chilling shiver down Shen Changhuan's spine. Seeing this, Pei Zhaoxue was clearly about to strike again.
Shen Changhuan's mind raced at lightning speed.
As he suddenly remembered the clues about the blood jade and the old vault.
Wait! Everyone froze. Panting heavily, Shen Changhuan raised the blood jade high. Do you really think the other half of the clue is still in the old vault?
The patriarch of the Zai family narrowed his eyes.
The registry of the old vault is nothing but a decoy.
The real key that recognizes its master is when the two halves of the blood jade are merged together.
You've hunted her for so many years.
Isn't it all because of this? Too bad. The one it recognizes as its master now is me, not her. The impressions of everyone present shifted instantly.
玄长小纯的何在，动感善强化。
Her eyes suddenly turning incredibly dark. What? Don't believe me? Then look closely.
Blood seeped into the jade, and the blood jade flashed with a brief glow. Shen Changhuan knew there was no turning back now.
See that? You all fought tooth and nail.
Only to end up fighting over a dead end. Without me, none of you can unlock it.
The look in the Zai family patriarch's eyes shifted.
Pei Zhaoxue's face turned absolutely hideous. You're lying. Whether I'm lying or not.
Why don't you try it and find out for yourselves?
Take one more step.
And I will jump right now, taking him down with me. Then all the blood on your hands over the years will have been for absolutely nothing. No one in the crowd dared to make a move.
But Pei Zhaoxue suddenly grabbed Shen Changhuan's wrist.
His voice cold and urgent.
Enough. Now you're panicking? You terrified me so many times before.
Well, how the tables have turned.
It's finally your turn.
Put the jade down?
I can't.
If I don't play it this way. Think of us are getting out of here today.
I said put the jade down. What do you want?
What do I want?
It's simple. In front of everyone here, tell them exactly how you framed Pei Zhaoxue,
How you massacred the entire city to silence the witnesses.
and how you drove his entire sect to their deaths. Spill everything. How dare you? Shut your damn mouth.
You had the guts to do it, but you don't have the guts to admit it. Do you really think everyone in the world is a fool?
Kid, knowing too much is a dangerous thing. Still beats blindly serving as a stepping stone for you villains. Are you going to talk or not?
Back then, he wasn't the one who massacred that city. Patriarch.
And his master wasn't killed by him either.
An uproar erupted through the crowd. Once the truth is out, there's no turning back. I immediately chimed in.
Did you all hear that? The demo you've all been condemning, who carried the blame for all these years,
Was framed for every single bit of it by them.
in the crowd. Some people's faces had already started to pale.
Sei Buchin completely snapped.
Fine, I'll speak.
Shut up, Master CA.
The Sai family head's eyes remained locked onto the jade in my hand.
Hand it over.
Tell me the rest first. I stared him down.
Why did you frame him?
Why did he have to die? The old bastard remained silent for a moment.
Finally, he spat out. Because the medicine was in his hands.
Go on.
Because he refused to hand it over. Keep going. Because the living are far more troublesome than the dead.
The moment those words left his mouth,
Even I felt a cold shiver run down my spine.
But it wasn't enough. What about the ones who slaughtered the city?
And those who silenced the witnesses?
the killing intent in Master Z's eyes was practically overflowing.
I sent them.
With a sudden roar, the entire crowd completely erupted.
I knew it was enough. At least, it was enough to tear a massive hole in the infamy that had stained Pei Zhaoxue all these years.
Suddenly, Master Z made his move.
He never intended to just confess and leave it at that. A lethal palm strike came blasting straight toward me.
It was too fast. There was almost no time to react.
But Pei Zhaoxue threw himself in front of me. That palm strike landed heavily, crashing right into him.
He let out a muffled groan and collapsed backward, right into my arms.
With Pei Zhaoxue down, Sai Huqin seized the chaos to lunge for the jade.
The blood jade was about to slip from his hand.
But Pei Zhaoxue suddenly raised his hand, channeling his spiritual power to stabilize it.
Forcing both Zhe Wuchen and Master Zhe back by sheer force.
That single move seemed to drain the very last drop of life right out of him.
Si Yutrin spat out blood and fell to his knees. Will Master Z stumbled back several paces, his face twisting in sudden fury.
He was so light.
I remember the first time I had to drag him. I actually complained about how heavy he was.
But now he felt so light, as if he could vanish from my arms at any second.
Seiju Ken looked up, his eyes filled with nothing but raw hatred.
Shen Changhuan reached out and grabbed an arrow lying nearby.
申强管都是稻米的一票。
If you dare. Why wouldn't I?
You've always acted like the lives of nobodies like me don't mean a damn thing, haven't you?
Well, today, I'm going to show you what happens when a nobody truly loses their mind. I can still drag you straight to hell with me.
Shen Changhuan plunged the sword straight into him.
写东前的样，王振营少捅的闪子。
Blood came gushing out of his mouth. This strike is for all the false blame she's had to carry all these years.
This strike is for the innocent lives you snuffed out to silence them.
And this strike is for that filthy mouth of yours.
With that, Zhuchen went completely silent. The head of the Zai family's face twisted in sheer rage.
Lunged forward wildly.
You're dead! I told you, you don't have the right to touch her!
But the head of the Zai family was blasted backward, crashing heavily onto the ground. The guilt that Pei Zhaoxue had carried for so many years was finally shattered today, blow by her own hands.
Let's go.
We won. We actually won. It's finally over.
That's good.
Back then, I really thought it was all over. I even started to imagine, once I healed her wounds, I would take her to a place where there aren't so many bastards. If she liked to kill, she could just do it less. If she didn't feel like talking, she wouldn't have to. I would speak for her. But I never, in my wildest dreams, expected that the thing that would truly defeat me was her life.
It was already slipping away, refusing to wait any longer.
Pei Zhaoxue, please, just hang in there. Didn't Gung Xingzhou say there was still a way?
We'll go find him right now, okay? Don't fall asleep. Look at me, look.
Your name is cleared, and we've got our revenge. Once you're better,
We'll go and get the other half of our things back.
and if you still want to be your she-devil after that, you can keep being her. Anyway, if anyone dares to badmouth you again, I'll curse them out for you.
You're so noisy. If you think I'm noisy, you still have to listen to me. Didn't you say so yourself earlier?
Like my mouth is annoying? Well, you'll just have to deal with it. You can't go back on your word now.
Pei Zhaoxue slowly opened her eyes and looked up at me.
And her eyes, they were just so peaceful.
My calm shattered in an instant, and panic took over.
Shen Changhuan,
I'm here. Don't look anymore. My footsteps instantly froze. What do you mean? It's too late. It was too late. Right from the very beginning.
My mind went completely blank.
No, that's not right.
Don't say things like that again.
Xingzhou said,
As long as we get the other half, he was lying to you. And what about you? You knew all along. He didn't deny it.
In that exact moment,
It felt like someone was violently ripping a piece right out of my heart.
you knew? You knew all along. You knew all along that you weren't going to make it. Then why did you...
Why did you let me struggle through all of this with you for so long? He looked at me.
His eyes, softer than they had ever been.
Because you came. I froze completely. He reached out, trying to touch my face.
But his hand lost all strength halfway up. I quickly grabbed his hand and pressed it tightly against my cheek. Pei Zhaoxue, don't do this.
please, don't talk right now.
Let's go find Gu Xingzhou. We'll find 10 of him. If that's not enough, I'll kidnap every miracle doctor in the world for you.
But he just shook his head, refusing to let me hope.
It's no use. Yes, it is. You've held on for this long. How can you say it's no use? Aren't you the best at holding on? Just hold out a little longer. Just a little bit more, please.
He looked at me, his breathing growing fainter and fainter.
Shen Changhuan,
I'm here.
I'm here. You've been so noisy this entire time. My eyes welled up with tears instantly. Yet, I still forced myself to smile through the pain.
Oh, so now you think I'm too noisy?
I'm going to keep nagging in your ear every single day from now on. Don't you dare think you can hide from me. Hearing that I would never hear him again, the smile on my face instantly froze. Don't say things like that.
That wedding doesn't count. I clutched his hand tightly, my knuckles trembling. If you say it doesn't count, then it doesn't.
But you still have to...
You have to stay alive, so we can argue about it. Didn't you say you accepted it? But then... He smiled. It was the most beautiful smile I had ever seen on him. Unlike before, when his smiles were so fleeting, almost impossible to catch. This time, it was so real that it terrified me even more. Then that's enough.
It's enough for my entire lifetime. Whether it was my fate or whatever.
There was nothing worth accepting. But you accepted me, and that's enough. I stared at him, suddenly unable to say a single word. I've been a smooth talker my whole life, but at this very moment,
I realize how utterly useless I am. I can't say anything.
And I can't hold on to anyone.
He leaned back in my arms.
His eyes slowly losing their light.
Zhaoxue, don't close your eyes.
Don't cry, he muttered. I blinked, only to realize my face was already drenched in tears. Looking at him, he seemed like he wanted to say something,
But his lips parted without any strength left. He only gave my hand a very, very gentle squeeze back.
this time, it's your turn to live. Before I could even reply, his hand suddenly went limp. The release was so light,
As light as a passing breeze.
but I felt completely frozen on the spot. I looked down at him, my mouth parting slightly, but no sound would come out. I called out for Zhaoxue, but there was no response.
Pei Zhaoxue.
Still no response. You always hated my nagging.
I'm being quiet now.
So please, just say something.
Or did you just leave too quietly?
I sat there, holding her, waiting.
I sat for a long, long time until the blood on my hands dried up. Until even that half piece of blood jade slowly lost its warmth. Only later did I realize that when the pain reaches its absolute limit, you can't even cry out. You just feel completely hollow inside, like a piece of you was violently torn away, bit by bit, and nothing can ever fill that void. Later on, the Zhe family's dirty secrets were dragged into the light. All those people who died over the years, the lives silenced, the blame falsely taken.
Every single crime, every sword was finally brought to light.
The people of the cultivation world began to change their tune.
They stopped calling her a demoness.
Some said she was wronged. Some said she suffered too much. Some said they had misjudged her back then. Every time I heard it, I just wanted to laugh.
It's too late. When she was still alive.
She didn't get to hear a single word of it. I buried her. I didn't bury her in any famous mountains or grand rivers, nor did I raise a grand headstone. She never liked crowds, and she wouldn't care for this belated vindication.
I just found a quiet place to lay her to rest.
The blood jade eventually shattered in half. I kept the other half. Sometimes it burns hot, sometimes it runs freezing cold. Just like her. After that, I kept on living.
But this thing called living.
Suddenly it didn't seem as interesting as it used to be. I used to always think about how to survive a little longer, how to avoid trouble, and how to avoid taking losses. Now, I am still alive. I just always feel like it's too quiet around me now. So quiet that I can't get used to it. Sometimes I still think of him. I think of him. The man who first held a knife to my throat. You don't get to touch what's mine. I think of him covered in blood, still complaining that I was ugly. This time, it's your turn to live. And I did live. But I still feel like he lied to me. That man was so stubborn and so ruthless. Even in his final moments, he spoke of death so calmly, as if he were just going to sleep. As if he could really make it. But I know he won't. There will never be anyone else in this world who calls me clumsy while taking a blade from me. And there will never be anyone who is clearly breaking apart, yet still stands in front of me. You think you're worthy of touching what's mine? Sometimes, I just stare blankly at that broken piece of blood jade. That candy doesn't count. Like hell it doesn't. I don't accept that. Why the hell won't you? But no one answers me anymore. The wind doesn't answer. The mountains don't answer. There's only the faint sound of my own voice falling into the empty silence. Later, I finally understood why he made me. Because he knew I could easily survive. That is the heaviest debt he left me. And for the rest of my life, I will probably never be able to pay it back.